In the busy streets of Port Harcourt, where the old meets the new, stood a magnificent hotel called the Royal Palace Gardens. Every morning, guests would wake up to the most beautiful garden they had ever seen. Bright flowers bloomed in perfect rows. The grass was green like emeralds. Palm trees swayed gently in the breeze. But what they didn't know was that this beauty came to life in the darkness of night, tended by hands they never saw, watered by tears they never knew were shed. This is the story of Patricia, a woman whose secret would make even the strongest heart weep. A story that reminds us that sometimes the most beautiful things in life are created by the most broken souls. As our ancestors would say, the tree that bears the sweetest fruit often has the deepest roots in bitter soil. Dr. Kofi Mensah was a successful businessman who had built his hotel empire from nothing. The Royal Palace Gardens was his crown jewel, a 5-star hotel that hosted presidents, celebrities, and wealthy tourists from around the world. Every morning, Dr. Mensah would walk through the hotel lobby in his perfectly pressed suits, greeting guests with a warm smile. The hotel staff would stand respectfully as he passed, and he would nod approvingly at the spotless floors, the fresh flowers, and the impeccable service. But what made guests return again and again was the garden. It was magical. Hibiscus flowers bloomed in brilliant reds and yellows. Bougainvillea cascaded down the walls like waterfalls of purple and pink. The grass was so perfect, it looked like a green carpet laid by the gods themselves. Every morning, Dr. Mensah would stand on his office balcony with his coffee, looking down at the garden with pride. Guests would take photos, couples would have weddings there, and travel magazines would feature it as the country's most beautiful hotel garden. But Dr. Mensah had a secret that troubled him. He had never hired a day gardener. He had never seen anyone working on the garden during business hours. Yet every morning, it was perfect. One night, Dr. Mensah couldn't sleep. His mind was restless with business worries and family concerns. He decided to go to his office to review some documents. It was past midnight when he stepped onto his balcony for some fresh air. The hotel was quiet, guests were sleeping, and the security guards were making their rounds. But as he looked down at the garden, he saw something that stopped his breath. A figure was moving among the flowers. Someone was working in his garden in the middle of the night. Dr. Mensah leaned forward, trying to see better in the moonlight. It was a woman, wearing simple clothes, carrying a watering can. She moved gracefully between the flower beds, tending to each plant with the care of a mother caring for her children. He watched as she carefully pruned roses, watered the grass, and removed weeds with gentle hands. She worked in complete silence, like a spirit of the night. She seemed to know exactly what each plant needed. "Who is this woman?" Dr. Mensah whispered to himself. "How long has she been doing this?" He watched for over an hour. The woman never stopped, never rested. She moved from section to section with purpose and dedication. When she finished, she gathered her tools and walked toward the back gate of the hotel. Dr. Mensah knew he had to find out who she was. The next morning, Dr. Mensah called his head of security, John, to his office. "John, I need to ask you something. Do you know anything about someone working in our garden at night?" John looked surprised. "At night, sir?
"No, I haven't seen anyone." "Check the security footage from last night, around midnight to 2 a.m. Look at the garden area." An hour later, John returned with a puzzled expression. "Sir, there's a woman on the footage. She's been coming every night for, well, according to our records, for over 2 years." Dr. Mensa's eyes widened. 2 years? And none of the guards reported this? "Sir, she has a key to the back gate. The night guards thought she was authorized. They said she's always been there, working quietly, never causing any trouble." "Find out who she is," Dr. Mensa said, "but don't confront her yet. I want to understand what's happening here." That evening, Dr. Mensa decided to see for himself. He positioned himself on his balcony before midnight, waiting. Like clockwork, just after 12 a.m., the woman appeared.
But this time, Dr. Mensa decided to go down and meet her. He quietly made his way to the garden, careful not to startle her. As he got closer, he could see her face clearly for the first time. She was young, maybe in her 30s, with kind eyes and gentle hands. She hummed softly as she worked, a traditional Akan lullaby that his own mother used to sing to him. "Good evening," he said softly. The woman jumped, nearly dropping her watering can. She looked terrified. "Please, sir, I'm sorry. I didn't mean any harm. I was just—" "It's okay," Dr. Mensa said gently. "I'm not angry. I'm the owner of this hotel. My name is Dr. Mensa. What's your name?" Patricia looked down at her feet. "My name is Patricia, sir." "Patricia, you've been taking care of this garden for 2 years. It's the most beautiful garden in Port Harcourt. But I need to know, why do you do this? Who asked you to?" Patricia's hands shook as she held her watering can. "Nobody asked me to, sir. I just wanted to help." "Help? But why?" Patricia looked up at him, tears forming in her eyes. "Sir, this hotel, it saved my life once. And I have nowhere else to go." Dr. Mensa looked at Patricia with growing concern. Something in her voice, something in her eyes told him there was much more to this story. "What do you mean the hotel saved your life?" he asked gently. Patricia set down her watering can and sat on a small stone bench among the flowers. She looked up at the stars, as if gathering strength from them. 3 years ago, sir, I was a teacher in a small village near Bonny Island. I had a beautiful life. I was married to a good man named Stevens, and we had a little son named Miracle. He was only 4 years old. My husband was a driver for a transport company. Every morning he would wake up early, kiss me and our son goodbye, and go to work. Every evening he would come home with a smile, bringing small gifts for Miracle. Sometimes mangoes, sometimes a toy car made from wire. We weren't rich, but we were happy. I taught children in the village school, Stevens drove his truck, and little Miracle would run around our small house laughing and playing. But one day, everything changed. Stevens was driving his truck on the highway when another driver who was drunk crashed into him. The accident was terrible. Stevens died instantly. Patricia wiped tears from her eyes as she continued her story. After Stevens died, I fell into a deep darkness. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't even look at my son without crying. The school gave me time off, but I couldn't bring myself to go back to teaching. Little Miracle would climb onto my lap and ask, "Mama, when is Papa coming home?" And I didn't know how to tell him that Papa was never coming home. We had no savings. Stephen's family blamed me for his death, saying I had brought bad luck to their son. They took away the small house we were living in. My own family was too poor to help us. I tried to find work, but I was so broken, so lost. I would cry during interviews. I couldn't focus on anything. People would look at me with pity, but pity doesn't pay rent or buy food.
One night, I was sitting by the roadside with Miracle. Both of us hungry, both of us tired. I had no money, no food, nowhere to go. I looked at my son's thin face and I thought about ending both our lives. Dr. Mensah's eyes filled with tears. Oh, Patricia. I was holding Miracle's hand, walking toward the river, when I saw the lights of your hotel in the distance. Something inside me said, just walk to those lights, just see what's there. So I did. When I reached the hotel, I sat in the garden with Miracle. He was so tired, so hungry. I didn't know what to do. I was ready to give up completely. But then one of your night security guards, an old man named Uncle Charlie, found us. Instead of chasing us away, he sat with us. He shared his dinner with us, just rice and stew, but it was the first real meal we had had in days. Uncle Charlie told me that the hotel sometimes needed extra help with cleaning or laundry. He said if I was willing to work, he could speak to the management about giving me small jobs to earn money. For 6 months, I worked during the day, cleaning rooms, washing dishes, helping in the laundry. I was able to rent a small room in a compound house nearby. Miracle started smiling again. I thought maybe, just maybe, we could rebuild our lives. But then the hotel hired a new manager who didn't know my story. He said they were cutting staff, and I was let go. I was devastated, but I understood it was business. That night, I couldn't sleep. I walked back to the hotel garden where Uncle Charlie had first found us. I sat among the flowers and cried. I prayed to God and to Stevens' spirit, asking for guidance. As I sat there, I noticed that some of the flowers were wilting. The grass was turning brown in places. The garden that had been so beautiful was starting to suffer. I don't know why, but I started helping. I found a watering can by the gardener's shed. I began watering the plants, pulling weeds, tending to the flowers. It felt like therapy, like healing. When I finished, the garden looked better, and I felt better too. So I came back the next night and the next and the next. Uncle Charlie found me one night and asked what I was doing. I told him I was saying thank you to the hotel that had saved our lives. He smiled and said, "The spirits of gratitude are strong in you, my daughter." He gave me a key to the back gate and said, "If you want to keep doing this, do it properly, but be careful. If the management finds out, they might not understand."
That was 2 years ago, sir. Every night, I come here and take care of this garden. It's my way of paying back the kindness this place showed me when I had nothing. Dr. Mensah was silent for a long moment. Finally, he asked, "And your son, Miracle, where is he now?" Patricia's face lit up with a sad but proud smile. "He sleeps in our small room while I work. He's 7 now, goes to school during the day. He's smart, like his father. He thinks I work as a night cleaner at the hotel. But sir, I must tell you something else. Something I've never told anyone." Dr. Mensah looked at Patricia with growing concern. The sadness in her eyes seemed to deepen, as if she was about to reveal something even more painful. "Sir," Patricia said, her voice barely above a whisper, "Miracle is getting sicker." Dr. Mensah's heart stopped. "Sicker? What do you mean?" "For the past year, he's been getting weaker. He gets tired easily. Sometimes he can't breathe properly. The local clinic said he needs to see a specialist, but I don't have money for that. The doctor said it might be his heart. He needs tests, maybe even surgery. But the cost, sir, it's more money than I could ever earn in 10 years. Patricia's tears fell freely now. Every night, I come here and I tend to these beautiful flowers, and I pray to God that somehow, some way, I can find a way to save my son's life. Sometimes I look at these expensive flowers, knowing that one of these plants probably costs more than I earn in a month, and I wonder if God is testing me. But I keep working because this garden is all I have left to give. I can't lose him, sir. I can't lose Miracle, too. He's all I have left of his father, all I have left of the happiness I once knew." Dr. Mensah felt his chest tighten. He looked around the garden that this woman had lovingly tended for 2 years, all while carrying this unbearable burden. "Patricia, why didn't you ask for help? Why didn't you tell anyone?" She looked up at him with eyes full of pain. "Sir, I'm just a poor woman with nothing to offer. This hotel already saved my life once. How could I ask for more? How could I be so greedy?" Dr. Mensah stood up from the bench and walked among the flowers. Each bloom seemed to represent a night of Patricia's love and sacrifice. Each perfectly trimmed hedge represented hours of unpaid labor, driven by pure gratitude. "Patricia," he said, turning back to her, "do you know how much money this hotel makes from guests who come here just to see this garden?" She shook her head. "Thousands of dollars every month. Travel magazines feature us. Wedding planners recommend us. Tourists extend their stays just to enjoy these flowers that you've been caring for 2 years. I've been taking credit for something I didn't even know was happening. I've been proud of a garden that was actually the work of a grieving mother who never asked for anything in return." Dr. Mensah pulled out his phone. "I'm calling the best children's hospital in Port Harcourt right now." "Sir, no, you don't have to." "Patricia, listen to me. You have been working for my hotel for 2 years. You have been my employee whether I knew it or not. You have made this place successful. You have earned whatever help I can give you. But more than that, you've shown me something about the power of gratitude, about the strength of the human spirit, about what it means to give without expecting anything in return." He made the call. Within minutes, he had arranged for Miracle to be seen by the top pediatric cardiologist in the country. He arranged for all expenses to be covered. "Sir, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to repay you." "You already have. You've been repaying this hotel for 2 years. Now it's time for the hotel to repay you."
The next morning, Dr. Mensah called an emergency meeting with his staff. He stood before his managers, supervisors, and senior employees with a new sense of purpose. "I want to tell you all a story," he began. "A story about the real reason our hotel is successful." He told them about Patricia, about her nightly care of the garden, about her gratitude and sacrifice. He told them about Miracle, about the burden she had been carrying alone. "This woman has been working for us for 2 years without pay, without recognition, without any expectation of reward. She turned her grief into gratitude, her pain into purpose. Effective immediately, Patricia is our new head of landscaping and groundskeeping. She will receive a full salary, health benefits for her and her son, and the respect she deserves. But more importantly, I want us all to learn from her example. She has shown us that true success comes not from what we receive, but from what we give. Not from what we accumulate, but from what we contribute. This hotel will now establish a fund for employees facing family medical emergencies. We will look out for each other the way Patricia looked out for us, without our even knowing it." That evening, Dr. Mensah went to find Patricia in the garden. She was there, as always, tending to the flowers. But this time, she wasn't alone. A small boy was with her, helping her water the plants. "You must be Miracle," Dr. Mensah said gently. The boy looked up with bright, intelligent eyes. "Yes, sir. My mama says you're the kind man who's going to help me get better." Dr. Mensah knelt down to the boy's level. "Your mama is a very special woman. She's been taking care of this beautiful garden, and now we're going to take care of both of you." Patricia wiped tears from her eyes. "Sir, Miracle's surgery is scheduled for next week. The doctors say he has a strong chance of complete recovery. And after he recovers, you'll both have a home here for as long as you want. This garden needs its true caretaker." As the three of them stood among the flowers that had witnessed so much pain and would now witness so much healing, Dr. Mensah understood something profound. Success wasn't just about building a profitable business. It was about recognizing the quiet heroes who make that success possible. Patricia had transformed grief into gratitude, suffering into service, loss into love. She had shown that the most beautiful things in life often grow from the deepest pain, tended by the most selfless hearts. 6 months later, little Miracle was running through the garden with the energy of a completely healthy child. His surgery had been successful, and his heart was strong. Patricia had moved into a beautiful apartment provided by the hotel, and she continued to tend the garden, now during the day, with proper tools and a full team of assistants. Dr. Mensah often stood on his balcony watching Patricia work. She moved among the flowers with the same love and dedication she had shown in the darkness, but now she did so in the light, recognized and valued. "She taught me something profound," he would tell visitors. "She showed me that gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a practice. It's something you do, not something you say." For 2 years, this woman worked in secret, never asking for recognition, never expecting reward. She turned her personal tragedy into a gift for others. She showed us that the most powerful form of healing is service to others. The story of Patricia and the night garden spread throughout Port Harcourt, then throughout the country, then beyond. It became a symbol of the hidden sacrifices people make, the quiet heroes who work in darkness so others can enjoy the light. As our ancestors knew, and as Patricia proved, the most beautiful gardens grow not from perfect soil, but from earth that has been watered with tears and tended with love. Her story reminds us to look beyond the surface, to recognize the hidden contributions of those around us, to understand that sometimes the most grateful people are those who have lost the most. Look for the night gardeners in your own life. Honor them, learn from them, and perhaps become one yourself. For in the end, we are all gardeners in the garden of life, and what we choose to plant in the darkness determines what flowers will bloom in the light. Subscribe for more inspiring stories. Share this story with someone who needs hope. Who are the night gardeners in your life?